Hello, it's day 4 of lockdown 2 and we're going to work on the lumbar. So what we need to be doing is getting the abs strong, getting the back. There are 5 vertebrae through the lumbar, so it comes from the thoracic, here joins the lumbar, sort of about here down into the sacrum. So we're going to work these, or sort of strengthen the muscles around that area of the spine to support it. First of all, if you feel you'd like to do a day 1 warm-up, please do. And the other thing is, if you feel any pain anywhere, please stop. So any exercise we're doing, I will always be aware that you might be struggling and you need to take it easy. I'll give different options. So let's start by lying on the back. We're going to come into the shoulder bridge. So sitting up as straight as you can onto your sit bones. So forwards rather than sitting back. We are going to ultimately be rolling back through there, but sit up as straight as you can. Start with toes, knees and hips in line. If your back is feeling slightly tender, put your hands to the floor to support you as you roll down. Otherwise, have the hands forward, shoulders relaxed, and slowly tilting the pelvis, work the spine down into the mat as you roll down. Once you get to the floor, bring your heels in towards your bottom. I'm just going to move a bit so you can see what's going on. So you've got your heels in towards your bottom, and we're just going to tilt the pelvis. So literally tilting. So you're pushing your lower back into the mat and then slightly arching. So it's a tilt and arch. I don't feel that's quite right. I think I'm just going to move back a bit. Sorry, I'm just going to move this back a little bit because I don't... There, that might be better. Okay, that's probably better. That's better. Okay, so we're going to do the tilting and lifting and lowering. So but keeping the hips to the floor, keeping the bottom to the floor. You're just pushing your lumbar spine into the mat and then arching it. You might like to put your hands together in a V, put them onto your tummy. So perhaps from your tummy button, so your fingertips are going down, the V of your fingertips going down towards your pubic bone, and just tilt your wrist, tilting the fingertips up and then tilting them down towards the mat. So you're getting this roll through the spine. And what we're doing here is just loosening through that area, getting movement down and then lifting up. And now from here, find a neutral spine. So when you're lifting up, when you're pushing the pubic bone down towards the floor, you'll have a gap under there, which isn't ideal. However, you don't really want to be holding your back down into your spine down into the mat like this, because that is not a natural position. So we want the neutral spine. So you'll have a little gap under there. And now we're coming to shoulder bridge. So bring your heels as close as you can towards your bottom, hands to the floor, fingertips, palms to the floor, I should say. Tilt the pelvis and start to slowly peel away, lifting the spine off the floor. Now, you might want to bring your heels a little bit closer in towards you. What I want you to be really careful about is not letting the ribs flare up here. We want to keep the ribs down, but at the same time, tighten your glutes. So by tightening or tilting the pelvis upwards, tilting this way, that'll give you the tightness through the glutes. It might give you a cramp through your hamstrings as well, because you're working the hamstrings and the glutes. So as soon as you tilt the pelvis, you might put your hands there, you'll feel that tightening. You relax the pelvis or drop it down and then everything has relaxed there. So keep that tilt up and feel the strength. So this is supporting your spine. We'll take a breath in as you breathe out. Start still tilting the pelvis upwards to roll the spine down to get each vertebra or feel each vertebra as it rolls down into the mat. So if anybody feels anything through your neck, you might like a towel under your head, that's absolutely fine. All the way down to the mat. So if you felt that you needed a towel under your neck, please get one now. Just rolled up and tucked under your neck there, just to support it. So when you're ready, we'll peel away again to lift up. Take a breath in, breathe out, lift the spine slowly and steadily away from the mat, one vertebra at a time, all the way up, knees, hips and shoulders in a line. Take a breath in. Now, if you're struggling to get the spine, this bit of the spine down into the mat as you roll down, just bring your feet in a little bit closer and come up onto the balls of the feet. Again, it might give you cramp. Start to roll down, feeling each vertebra as you go down. By lifting the heels, it gives you a little bit more maneuver through the pelvis, all the way, all the way, all the way down. When you've got to the floor, the heels need to come firmly back to the floor to push up through the heels. So pushing up, lifting up, being aware that you're not letting the ribs flare out and just tilting the pelvis up to get that strength through through the core, but tightening the glutes and the hamstrings. Take a breath in. You can raise the heels if you feel you need to. Otherwise, just keeping the heels to the floor. So what we're doing here is we're mobilizing the spine as much as we can. It's such an effective exercise to get movement through the spine. Take a breath in and breathe out, lower down, lower down. So getting that work, feeling on each roll down, maybe hopefully a little bit more mobility in the spinal area, in the lumbar area. Sometimes people are very tight through the lumbar, and this can be quite difficult to do, to feel that spine down into the mat. Some people even have a fused lumbar, that the vertebra can be sort of have fused together over years. So again, that makes it much, much harder to get the maneuver. But by doing this, we're loosening, we're strengthening all the muscles that help to support the spine, so glutes and hamstrings. And we'll do one more after this. And of course, if you feel you want to do more, just stop the video and carry on doing more to get that movement. If you're feeling the benefit here, then keep going with it. Do a few more, all the way down. And when you've got to the floor, take your arms out wide. I might just have to move a little bit so I can get my arms out wide. So what I'd like to do is get your feet together now. And we're going to drop both knees to the right, or it doesn't matter, to either side. Just drop both knees to the same side, whichever side you like. Look up to the ceiling and just take them down a little way. Feet are stacked on top of each other. You're not necessarily touching the floor with the knees. You're just taking it over. The hips will roll a bit. That's fine. Keep the opposite shoulder to the floor and look up to the ceiling. Now just bring the knees back up to the center, using the core muscles to enable the knees to pull back up. Let's take it to the other side. So feel the core muscles working, your feet are stacking on top of each other. Just a little way, you're still looking up to the ceiling, keeping the opposite shoulder to the floor, opposite shoulder to the direction the knees are going. Back up to the center. Again, taking it to the other side. So I'm going to go a little bit lower this time because I feel that's a lovely, really nice move through my back. You might find you don't want to go any lower. I'm taking my knees all the way down to the floor. I'm only doing this because I can keep my shoulder into the floor. If your shoulder lifts, then you've gone too far. So you want to keep the shoulder into the floor. Now I'm going to look over to the opposite shoulder. So look over and come up to the center, look to the ceiling, bring the feet back flat down to the floor and take it to the other side. So knees are glued together, you're dropping down just as far as you can, making sure the opposite shoulder stays to the floor. Look over that, over that shoulder towards your fingertips, holding. Now use the core to pull back up, even using your glutes, feet flat to the floor, look to the ceiling. Just once more to each side, so dropping down. I'm looking to the ceiling still, let the knees go to the floor. Now look over. I'm much tighter coming this way. This shoulder wants to lift a little bit. I'm finding it harder to keep it into the mat. You might find the same. Bring it back up. Whereas when I take it to this side, it's easier. I don't feel any pull through that shoulder at all. That's interesting, really. You might find the same, that you're tighter one side than the other. Let's slowly come back up to the center. Now from here, hug your knees into your chest, just hug and release a little way. And now just hug and release. Now you can either take hold of the back of the legs or the front of the legs, the shins. We're going to rock, we're going to start to rock, to roll like a ball. Make sure you're bringing your chin onto your chest. You'll have several goes at this. You'll come nearly up and then back down, but now keep the chin firmly onto the chest. We'll do two more. So just nice little relaxation through the spine. Hold on this one if you can, sitting up as straight as you can. Bring your feet to the floor, and now from here we're going to roll over onto the tummy. So over onto your tummy, I'm going to just turn this way a little, I think, so that you can see what I'm doing with my arms. Okay, so elbows are coming quite low down, sort of towards waist. They're tucked quite tightly, and I'm flattening my toes, taking a breath in. As you breathe out, lift up. The forearms are to the floor, palms are to the floor. I'm sort of looking ahead, but not lifting my chin up. I'm just lengthening through the neck and looking ahead. Holding here, abs are working, glutes are working. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, relax back down. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, lift. Look just ahead, but without straining the neck. If you feel that scratch in the neck, just look down to the floor. But if you can just look up a little, then all the better. Now, if your back is feeling absolutely fine with this, lift up and come up onto your hands. So again, the shoulders are down. If you're not sure if your shoulders are down, lift them up to your ears and then drop them down, and then you'll feel that. Abs are tight, glutes are tight, looking ahead, but no strain through the neck. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, bring it back down. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out. Lift onto your forearms. You can stay there if you like, or you can come up onto your hands. If you want to work, bring the hands a little bit closer, making sure you're keeping your hips into the floor, keeping the shoulders down. I think I was lifting my shoulders a bit then, and then back down. So the closer your hands are to you, the more work it's going to put through this area, the more strengthening is going to go on through the muscles that surround the spine and your abdominal muscles. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lower down, we're going to do 2 more. Breathe in to prepare. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Abs pulling in. Up onto your hands if you want to, but otherwise stay on your forearms. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out to lower down. 1 more. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out. Lift. And lift and hold. Sliding the shoulders. Glutes tighten. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out to lower down. Bring your hands down by your sides, palms to the ceiling. If you find this next exercise too hard, go back to this previous one we've just done. Breathe in to prepare. Keep the feet to the floor, tighten the glutes, tighten the abs, breathe out. Lift your chest as high as you can, pushing your hands towards your heels. Abs are working. Try and keep the toes to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out to lower down. We're going to see if we can hold it a bit longer. Breathe in to prepare. Hold the lift a bit longer. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in and hold, slide the shoulders, breathe out, hold. Take another breath in and breathe out to lower down. It's a toughie, we'll do 2 more if you can. If you've had enough, stop. Sit back into a stretch if you need to. Breathe in, breathe out, lift, hold, hold, hold. Breathing in through the nose. Another breath in and breathe out to lower down. Not good if you've just had breakfast. Take a breath in and breathe out, lift up. This is the last one. Pushing the hands down, breathing in and breathing out. Take another breath in and breathe out. Relax down. Bring the hands just under your shoulders. Push up and sit back, or come up onto your hands and knees actually to start with. Let's just push the spine up to the ceiling. Pull your tummy in. Toes are flat to the floor. Drop the tummy down, but using the abs. Your abs are pulling in and you're just pushing the tummy down as if you're pushing the floor away from you. Push back up to the ceiling. Pull the tummy button up to the sky, up to the ceiling, up to your spine. Drop down. Last one here. Slide the shoulders. Okay, now just sit back into a stretch. Hands forwards, or if you prefer, hands behind you. Stretch it out. And come up to sitting. Okay, good work. So well done. Another day done. Sometimes this might be really beneficial for you to do the lumbar exercise. Other days you might think, no, my back's good. I don't really feel I need that. Obviously, as much or as often as you can do all of these exercises, it's going to be great for the whole body, the entire body, keeping the flexibility. But work through the exercises as you find fit. Tomorrow we'll work on the sacrum, and then we're going to move to the abs. So we'll go from day to day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.